Hello and welcome, my name is Nilaus and this is episode 63 of our Let's Play campaign of Factorio, Boss Mods, Angels Mods, and as you can see here, Uranium Power. I'm going to structure this one as a tutorial in how to set up the power plants for Uranium Power because that is exceedingly difficult. Before we dive in, I have this small thing I want to fix, which I hinted at last time, and because I don't really want these to be particularly like this way of working. There. So the reason why I'm going to focus on here on the Uranium Power plant is because I actually spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to work, how it should work, and it was actually quite complicated. So what I'm doing here now is just making sure that these ones are putting things into barrels, and these ones taking things out of the barrels. They might accumulate, unlikely though, but they might accumulate, and I just want to make sure that we don't insert anything. You only insert when, oops, not gonna work, less than 20. Only when this one is less than 20 we will insert barrels. Great. Also means this one definitely not need very much. Okay, so let's dive into the tutorial part of how to build a nuclear power plant. First thing we need is a lot of these pellets. These pellets, they are going to go into production facility here. Let's build a very small one just for our sake right now. Output, put steel in here, there. Might actually get more steel. They will now produce the 4.7, these are the best ones. And that will work, okay. Let's take a look at the power plant, because this is going to be rather complicated. What we'll need to build is actually, I need to build more steel, sure, because I'm going to need a few of these. That's not actually a bad bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm also going to need a lot of these pumps. Clearly that's not going to be a problem. I don't need any more. And there we go. So one of the things about what I recall about that they need a ridiculous amount of power plants. This is offshore pumps. This might be overdoing it. It might be. But on the other hand, I'm not really sure. I was just completely taken aback how ridiculous it was last time. I think Admires, the developer, has made some adjustments to it. Let's start building it from scratch and work with it. I'm gonna need this. Okay, so let's work from the beginning. I would like to build a nuclear power plant. Hello, Mr. Nuclear Power Plant. How are we going to do this? The first thing we need is a nuclear reactor. This is the heart of it. This one is taking nuclear fuel rods. They are the ones I have not created yet. I think I have one. I got one. Yes, perfect. Enough to get started. So now this is technically fueled. This one will get in here and burn. However, the stuff that needs to burn is actually not just water, as I actually thought, but more precisely, it is like this here. It is pressurized water. So let's take the pressurized water here. This is very important that we get this right. Let's be some power over here. There we go. Drag this down. Sure we get close, and I know this is completely ridiculous amount of power that I have done here, but that's okay. So they are going to go up here. They are going to. So now what happens is that we can see here. I'm putting these 3 in because they take a long time to build. Look at it. Just look how slowly it builds. It's 10 pressure at water. Take the water and pressurize it. This needs to go way up. I can always just take this one out. And see, it's already burning up. But the thing is, normal water can only go to 100 degrees, obviously. But this pressurized water can actually go to 350 degrees. Look at that, that's nice. So what we need, the 350 degree water, we need to put it into this thingy here. This is very sensitive, but, and this is the part I really would like. It has to be connected like this, but why is there not sort of like a tube thing so you can see that that's the perfect way to place it? And now what happens is it also places these additional ones. This is the hot leg, and this is the cold leg. And I need to describe what that is. The hot leg is basically, we have the pressurized water coming in here. It gets heated up, and it goes into the hot leg. Then it transfers the heat through this thingy here, and it outputs it into that shaft. That shaft is then going into the next part, the cooling tower, this big bad thing, but I won't put it up yet, where it becomes transformed into heat. This one also needs water, because there's actually two circuits of water. One circuit here with pressurized water that goes circle, and then there's some normal water that gets condensed, the steam here. This 350 degree water transfers heat, and it gets condensed, and that's also a circular process. Now we're also, I don't think this does not need a lot of water, if I recall correctly. So this one now has a lot, 1.5k. Let's actually hook. It's important in this case that there is a magic number. Magic number is once the whole thing is hooked up, this one is not allowed to have more than 850. I have no idea why, just do it like that. This is a circulation pump. Basically at this point, the pressurized water gets pumped into the reactor, it gets heated up, it gets pumped into here, and then it has to give away the heat, but recirculate to get more heat. That's the part this one does. This is a very efficient pump, and it will take care of, you can see it's now spinning. So it takes 600 in, which means it subtracts 600 here and here. This circuit, I need to get it up to 850, pretty much accurately. And I'm just gonna sit here and, oh, that was fast. No? Okay, this one is for some reason a bit higher. Let's just slowly see how it goes up. Going up, it's going up. For now. Tiny bit more. I don't know how accurate it has to be. That's too much. The way that you siphon it off is just go up here. Take this. And we do one more. Pretty good. Okay, now just because this is a demo thing, I want it accurate. There, 250 exactly. But now we don't need more water coming in. And the next part we need is this one. I will need this one to start generating steam. Because this is pressurized water with a lot of heat content, heat capacity. And when I let water, normal water come by, it generates superheated dry steam. That goes really fast. It jumps up by 0.4 at a time. That might be a bit too much. And then I'll put this one in. Now the cooling tower will then absorb all of this once this is hooked up to the network, of course. It has a tank here for cooling. Oh, let's just start from scratch. I get the superheated steam in here. And then it gets converted into power in the turbines. And the heat goes out. The remaining heat, that's why it's a cooling tower. And then the water that has been turned into steam, or the steam that has recondensed into water, has to flow back. This is now important because this is one of the places where you can easily make a mistake. This has to be connected, but this one has to be disabled. Right now there's a problem because I have 100 here. This one is also full. So as soon as this one tries to take some steam and condense it, there's no room anywhere. I actually think there's a bit more condenser tank. But the way that the easiest way this is done is by doing this. So you can see something flows back into here. We do this now. Now I know that this is not a full network. So there's room for something to condense, because the part that condenses goes in here and it becomes more superheated steam. I think this is enough. If I have too much, then it won't. This one also needs to be hooked up to the heat. Let's do that immediately. This is the one that previously required an absurd amount of water. I don't think it does anymore, because now it's not consumed. It means that it doesn't require much water, because that's a fixed circuit. That's a fixed circuit, and that's a fixed circuit. That's actually strange. And now all I need to do is hook this one up to the network. I'm getting some steam out here. Back. Let's see. This goes down to 0.7 and then it goes back up. This is now stable. It's not producing much. Oh, it is actually. Let's have a look at our production. Producing 46 megawatts. I like that. Finally, we are where we should be. And look at that. We have a production plant. So what happens now is actually strange. Oh, and it stops. Disconnected. Oops. Ah, shit. Look at that. Now it stops working. That's a huge issue. Why? Oh, I hate that. That means it needs to be filled up, I think. It needs to be filled up here first. It's somehow gotten into a bad rhythm, and I need to hook this. This is extremely susceptible to power failures. Let's see, this one has to go all the way up to 3K. Once it's up to 3K, I can hook this up and then we're good to go. I'll actually even disconnect this one just to make absolutely sure that it works. Not very hot, this superheated steam. Only 290. 91. Working. Disconnected. Disconnect this path and hook it up again. Good. That one's hooked up. And let's get some power. It's working. And it's very hot. And this one is not stable. Great. Now, this one is actually capable of feeding 2 of these. So I'm gonna start working on the other one here. Will be a problem, I guess. Yep. There. Now the issue is this decreases, and it must be fed more power. Look at that. That now decreases. I don't know what the solution is to this. If there is a clean solution. And I'm gonna take my pressure pumps here. Now I've killed the power in that base. That is not hooked up because that's not a thing that hooks up. I will need a fast pump down here. It seems that if it ever gets into this situation, there is no way that it can come back. What about this way? No? And it needs more water in order to fill this up. Once this is then filled, then I can loop it. Basically because then it leaks out of this one. This is like it seems this is more of a valve instead of a collector. It's just a valve that just lets go of all the good stuff, good steam, because I'll do something. There. No, it's not supposed to go in there, is it? I'm actually having an issue with the amount of spaces Because I'm gonna put a circulation pump, but once I put the circulation pump, how the hell do I relieve the pressure? I don't think that makes sense just yet. Does it? Oh yeah, it does. I want to make sure this is at 3k, this one is at 3k, and this one is then at more than 850, because as soon as I plug this in, I'm going to take 600 out of this loop. 1200. It's going up. This one's going up. Not as fast as I would have liked. Why is it so slow? It's good. Good. This one's getting in. But just not getting more steam. It's really strange. Am I not getting more steam over here? What? Working? Let's try removing this for the hell of it and seeing how much. 0.5, that's 900, and then I put the circulation pump in here. And that'll completely drain it. That goes down to 850. Is that a coincidence or am I good? That one is now fully up. Okay. Looks good. This looks good. Okay, they're now working. I will put in this one. Working either. Get some water. I guess I'm kind of overdoing this. Like a tiny bit overdoing it. But I certainly do not want to underdo it either. Each of these get 2 pumps. And this one can get 3. Okay, good. So worried about. Okay, so that one I can't take out because it's also linked there. And I'm gonna need that one hooked up, and that one is hooked up. I'm gonna need this one hooked up as well. You know what? Take this part. Go. Obviously, it's just a bad idea. But the actual fragility of this part is ridiculous. Just how easily this breaks. Alright, let's hook it up and see how this works. Go. Go. This is working. This is working. I now check my power supply. I have one of each. That's like 992 megawatts right there. Look at this beauty. It's not doing very well. Do I have more? I have 4 more. Awesome. I wonder what happens when it's exhausted. I'm definitely going to, from here, now, as it is so ridiculously fragile, I just don't want to touch it. No idea what it does, how it's doing what. There. Let's put some lights on this. We can. Blinking? God damn it. Oh, I wanted this to be a tutorial on how to do it, not a tutorial on how not to do it. Is it because I have not done these? Shoot. Performance is good, but it's just flashing. Got exactly what I need, 850. These have what they need, and now there's no steam at all. No steam. Ah, I'll take this out and take this out. Then I will be again. Then we're building up the steam again. Alright, we got the steam here. Steam. Cut it. And I power it up. Great. Working. I want to see that this is going down and jumping back up. Very stable. Stable. This one. Disconnect. And I think that might be the part that I kind of forgot last time. Let's see. I'll make sure this bounces up every time. Must get up to 9. But the temperature is just slowly decreasing. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. How the hell can it be slowly decreasing? Slowly decreasing? What about you? You can't keep it. Well, the temperature is fine. Here? At some point it stopped being superheated. That's the problem. Leaking so much. Not because... Try this. That gonna be better? Looks better. Okay, this one is now stuck at 1.9. That's good, and the temperature is increasing. Right, temperature is increasing. It's stuck at 1.9. So that was actually because it was unable to condense. What about now? Still not able to condense everything. Why is it not able to condense everything? It doesn't look fully pressurized. It should be able to condense all. Still stuck at 1.9 and still have very high power. But if this one is on, then it must be losing something gradually. Must be. But where is it losing it from? Is it this one? This is still 894 or 850. 1K. Its hot leg is 1K. This is stuck at 100. This is stuck at 99. This is stuck at 2.9 as it should. One. Oh, we're burning them out. Help. 25%. These are spinning and they're quite hot return temperature. Temperature here is good. It's actually still increasing. So it's very important that this one does not get full. I mean, there must be some water to circulate, but if it's full, then it cannot condense. If it's empty, it cannot create steam. Either case, the loop breaks. It's an incredibly fragile. This one, I do not like it because there's clearly something that's leaking. Low pressure steam. That one as well. There's some low pressure steam that leaks out. If it comes here, then I can hope it. Okay, it might come from this one. I hope. This one still looks stable at 2.9. Looks stable at 2.9. Very big difference between me doing a tutorial and actually the inventor doing a tutorial is that I have no idea what I'm doing. And if I make it work, then that's great, because then anyone can make it work. Let's have a look at this. This is still a bit annoying to me that this one is so slow. Look how slow it's increasing, and these ones, it's just very full. It's like there's an equilibrium between this, and it just really slowly flows that way. I want to try and see if it speeds up like this. Yeah, it definitely speeds up. I mean, not a lot. I mean, I would really imagine that it would be a lot faster. But let's get some more yellow cake. Nasty sound. Definitely not enough to do. And what about the fluorine? Is okay. Everything here seems to be good. I just need more of that. see if we can empty these a bit better or a bit faster. What if I, isn't there something like if I take this one out, it flows over to the other? Yeah, it does. But it flows over to the next one, and then it slowly spreads out. That should give me more pressure over here. If I do the same, they're plentiful. There we go. Now there's 1k here. Start pushing it that way. I actually want to get an additional one of these. There. I don't know if this is a good idea. Put it there. This must be full. This one's rarely doing anything. Needs 5 of the uraninite. It's a matter of taking all the content here and pushing it this way. Much better. Look at this. Much better. Okay, good. Now we can start creating some of these. And how many are we at? I'm really looking forward to what happens when it gets done. But what I can see now, let's see if this still is. Oh no, it's not. It's losing. It's, oh, fuck me. Why is that so? But because things are not. Ah, shit. I cannot make this run stable. Just it's impossible. This is still stable because this network does not lose anything, for sure. It's the part about this one that really there's leaking a bit, and because of this leakage, which a lot actually, a lot of leakage. There's something here that links in, and this condensates. This one is in trouble. Down in temperature to 309. Okay, I think I'll bang my head against the table in frustration of why I can't figure this out. What I should be doing though is I'm going to use this during the day to power up this, and then during the night use this as my backup power. But we managed to make it. We have now 2 nuclear power plants up and running. They're spewing out some power. They are, well, actually it's not that bad. There was 309 before. So let's hurry up and define this as an uncompromising success and end the episode before anyone notices anything that's about to go wrong. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned how the uranium power mod works. We've now, over the last 2 episodes, done this hexafluoride improvement to get the pellets and then wrap it up into a nuclear power plant that's a pain in the ass to set up. But once it is, it can actually produce a hell of a lot of power. So thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.